My poetry. You're approaching a wild African lion, saliva pouring off his lips like the waterfalls of Niagara. He bends low, ready to spring forward with surprise. Like a jack-in-the-box surprises a little child. You move closer, like a matador walking on a minefield, armed only with a melting ice cream sandwich. The lion somehow allows you safe approach, somehow sensing you will not harm him, may even help him, or become his next meal. Your pulse is pounding like the sound of 100 empty steel drums falling off a speeding semi-truck, slamming onto a concrete road. Then in a fleeting moment, the lion's eyes widen. Your heart stops beating. It's plummeting down a 1,000-foot mountain, smashing the sides, then lands in shallow water. In the blink of an eye, your breath is kidnapped. Your life on hold. You risk your soul for the taking. The lion somehow finding trust in your approach, you offer the ice cream sandwich. He devours it, gawks you up and down, tilts his head sideways, licks his lips, then turns and steps quietly away. Such are the readers of my poetry today. My demeanor exposed by virtue of poetry, written down for all to see. The ripple effects, eternity, the strength of poetry. My poems, some vivid for all to see, and some as deep as an unsolved mystery. Some concise, simple as I will let. Others involve meanings few will get. My poems, written to educate, some teach with redundancy, using words implied with meanings wide, or meanings I may seek to hide. My poems can motivate, lead the way, each have something positive and stimulating, they say. Many unfold a dramatic passion for truth, exposing what's real, cut to the chase, down to the root. Cursed or blessed, with an uncanny ability to decipher things for what they truly are, without bias or pretense, using little more than my God-given common sense. My poems may help many magnanimously, but also help me to more clearly see. From my poems I receive little cash, and some are promptly tossed in someone's trash. Some say, my poetry has given ignorance clear sight. Shown the strong, they're not always right. Some readers close their eyes. Far too often, words of truth hit a sensitive nerve. A clear message can throw the meanest curve. Some say my poems are a waste of time. Either way, if read, will stimulate one's mind. Some are as entertaining as words can get. They'll give you reason to not forget. My poetry, my perception, my revelations, my feelings, expressing what I rhetorically must say, writing poetry for me is the best way. My poetry can fill a heart with sorrow, song, or laughter, staying with many forever after. Some compel one to be happy, sad, mad, sorry for someone or oneself. Many meant to enlighten, move, and unbind, sending a message for each to find. Several written with riveting purpose, ripping down walls of hate and indecency, exposing truth with aim towards global harmony. Words are a performing art. Dance, imitate life, have a life of their own, supplying input, allowing imagination its freedom to roam, bringing you to a place other than the safety of one's home, a place to you hidden, unknown. A scene where no one has ever been, escorting you in again and again. Through my eyes, my poems have exposed good, bad, right, wrong. For poetry from the heart is unequivocally that strong. Some of my poetry has displayed a divine gift for giving, which no one can deny. Such poems have brought tears of joy or pain to many a reader's eye. My poems need not rhyme to truly sting. They do imply, say outright, or invoke the loudest ring. Through my poems, I share my insight, no wrong, no right, but for some a beacon shining bright. My poems written with intensity, back to back with sincerity, as frank can only be. Such poems will make you think and rethink of more than you and me. They're based on a life of reality. Many of my poems are written without pretense, and to some make little sense. But study their words like a treasure chest you'll find. Some will intrigue, open, and enrich your mind. By writing and reading my own, I too have discovered I have grown, soaring with more and more understanding. I foresee no maneuver toward my landing, for I cannot stop flying, this compulsive passion which best describes my writing fashion. I must further interrogate and examine that eccentric part of me by writing more and more poetry. Poets unambiguously change the world, making a positive difference for all mankind. Some just by leaving a little poem behind.